Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Merry Chrysler. You just can't keep. Hey, he's got
Fuck
the
yeah.
Christmas music on.
It's fucking Christmas Eve, guys.
Let's do it.
Get
Roll
it
it.
coming.
Roll it.
Yeah, Chris and Dylan on the mic, straight from Queens Turf. Podcast game strong, Jets, Knicks, Rangers, Murph. Mets and Yankees, dream Bronx to shade. In the city that never sleeps, sports don't play. NY faithful, we're repping our teams. Jets fly high and I pick out both dreams. From courts to fields, can't walk away. Queens talk sports each and every day. Chopped cheese breakfast, bagels by noon. Pizza slice nights over New York tune. Game stats fly while the meatball simmers. Chris with the takes, Dylan drops singers. Microphones buzzing like city lights. From Knicks brick shots to Rangers fights. Taste of NYC in every fight. Chris and Dylan, sports talk ignite.
Welcome to the Any Sports Podcast. We'll talk about anything at any given time, but
The main focus is always New York.
I wanted to wear these, but I feel like I look way too much like a Christmas Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Bad Bunny.
well, you could rock those for the Christmas special.
Hell yeah.
What's good, Chris?
What up, bro? How you doing? How's it
Nothing.
going? How you feeling? Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Crisis. Hell
That's
yeah.
the other one. We've been debating the whole week on what the other sayings were. Merry
Yup,
Crisis.
I just saw it this morning. It was Merry Crisis.
Oh my god! All right, you just alleviated a lot of back and forth.
Literally won the fight between me and Jazz, and we're going on for 6 hours. Oh shit.
All right. So, I don't think we need yours today.
That's fucking Christmas.
This is gonna be shorter for everybody, so you can get on. With
I love
your
how you're doing an intro with a chipmunk-sized pound of food in your cheek. Also, is that a hat with Santa sneaking into the chimney? That is fucking hysterical.
It lights up too, but the battery's dead.
That is, you know what that looked like for a second? Like you shrunk a pair of deer antlers, and then they're just sticking out. They look like you look like a Christmas plankton from SpongeBob.
I got the Spidey Christmas sweater.
Hey, I just got a pickleball sweater that says she's out of your league. So,
Wait, that's fire. And there are two pickles.
and it's literally two pickles playing pickleball. Yeah, I fucking love this sweater.
Love that.
But yeah, bro. What do you want to start off with? First of all, Merry Christmas Eve to everybody.
Max for all the Latinos who celebrated on the eve.
Hell yeah, because you know we celebrate at midnight,
Facts.
and then we tear up half the goddamn Christmas tree because we always like to fucking open the gifts at 12.
I'm a big open it on Christmas Day, but I've succumbed to jazz over the last few years. So we do a little bit Christmas Eve, a little bit on Christmas. But we'll get into that in the Christmas special.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's start off on a happy note. The Los Knicks.
Los Knicks.
Three game win streak, I think.
4 game, baby. 4
Four?
game winning streak, kid. 4.
Let's get it.
We're making it 5 tomorrow.
Oh yeah. In the animated game,
Yo, for real, I can't wait to watch that shit.
That's
It's
gonna be fun.
cool as fuck.
Monica McNutt is going to be a part of it, so I'm hype about that.
Who?
Monica McNutt, our
I thought you said Hanukkah McNutt. I said, who the fuck is that? Is that a Jewish mascot? Because I kind of want to be one.
It's a peanut with a Hanukkah with a rabbi get up on. No,
Dude, a planter's rabbi? That'd be sick. I would
oh my
love
god.
that.
So,
Oh, man.
yeah, the Knicks, we just won last night.
Yep.
Um,
Fucking destroyed the Raptors for the second time in a row.
just to give a little update, they are third in the East still. We've been third for a minute now.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is the first team out for playoffs. Just to round that out, they are 11th.
Damn, that sucks.
They play good. They just can't finish games.
They can't keep up a lead. They'll have a lead until like the third, and then they'll just die out.
For the most part, yeah. They got mollywopped, I think, last night by I forget who, but
Molly whopped.
that's my go-to now. But we beat the Raptors for the second time in 7 games.
Yeah.
This was way more of a beatdown. It was a 14-point ending, but we were up by, I think, 30 at one point. I think we were up by 30 at one point.
I mean, honestly, the way I see the Knicks playing is a beautiful flow of learning how to play with each other.
It's starting to come together.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, when this team is completely healthy, this team is going to be a fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. Like, fuck the Celtics, fuck every other team.
I'm very curious to see if we do end up making a trade like I predict. I don't think we necessarily need it.
No, I don't think we do either. But
Mitchell, but we said this last year. We didn't need to trade, and we end up going in and getting OG and Bogdanovich and all that.
yeah, I mean, listen.
So I think go ahead.
I definitely want to talk about what happened with toxic Julius Randle.
Yeah, in the so we beat the Timberwolves
T-Wolves again
the other night. 133 to 107. Again, mollywopped is the right word to use here.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, Julius Randle came out absolutely hot in that game, and
he had fucking 17 points in the first half.
Yeah, that was actually a bad move by the Timberwolves because Julius Randle's he shouldn't be your number one regardless if he's hot or not.
No,
that ball should flow through Ant the entire time. But the funny thing was that they end up getting beat. Julius Randle doesn't do jack shit in the second half.
No, he was literally like if he would have left the arena, nobody would have fucking realized it. That's how bad he was.
He was he was pitiful in the second half. And so we beat him 133-107. And he just he was so pissed off.
Is that gonna make a difference?
Not necessarily.
Right.
But so he's pissed off and he just leaves. He just leaves the court. Yeah. And everybody is looking for him for handshakes after the game.
Every Knick was looking around. Every single Knick.
Especially Cap. Cap looked like Will Smith in Fresh Prince when nobody is in the living room. And it was so sad. Cap is one of the best human beings in the NBA.
He is.
He's really looking around for him, and then you hear him mouth the words, oh, he left or something like that. And then he just kind of looked like sad, like, damn, bro, like, come on, we were teammates. Like,
yeah.
Julius will always show his true colors. Yes, I wanted to run it back this year. We've said that, ad nauseum in the past, but
yeah, but have a little more professionalism when it comes to people who you used to play with.
Well, I was gonna say that I'm honestly happy at this point that we don't have him because his lows
are so low.
They make you go crazy because of how much of a petulant child he is.
Yeah, he's literally like the kid that gets, the second gift that he wanted for Christmas, but gets pissed off about the first one. Like, he's not grateful for the time that he spent as a Knick, the love that the Knicks fans showed him, the support that they showed him when he came back. Yeah,
it wasn't cool.
Have a little bit of fucking just.
Thankfully, this was in Minnesota, so it wasn't like it was at MSG. And
if that was at the Garden, bro, they would have ripped him, bro.
Would have got roasted.
Oh my God, the memes would have been all over Black Twitter, Knicks Twitter, White Twitter, Spanish Twitter, Dominican Twitter, all of that.
So, and then I was really excited about the Raptors game last night. Oh no, the Pelicans game, I think it was. Yeah, because we were not playing perfectly against the Pelicans. We were losing for a good bit. And then what I've wanted to happen finally came to fruition. And Cap, other than us flipping the switch, which I think is a really good thing for good teams that when they realize they can just flip a switch.
Yeah, they're like, all right, enough is enough. Let's fucking get going now. Let's get it.
So the thing I was even more hyped about was Cap finally had that game that was his. He took over. He said, you know what?
Fuck this.
No. We're not going to lose. Not to New Orleans. Not to Matt Ryan's former team.
Absolutely.
And he put up 39.
Yeah, he was one fucking point away from a fucking double chicken McNugget 20 piece. I was fucking pissed because I had a bet that he was going to drop over 40.
Well, you said 45 I think it was for the Minnesota game, and that didn't come to fruition. He did good, but
honestly, he showed that he still is that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's still him. It doesn't matter if he has, like last night, he didn't really have a great game, but he had a good amount of assists. He was moving the ball a lot. you know,
that's the thing though, is that like we have multiple stars on this team, so we don't need one person to have. We just need everybody to play.
Brunson, like you could have Brunson have 2 bad games with maybe 10 assists and have Cat drop 30 or OG drop 30, or even Bridges drop fucking 25 or 30.
That's what happened in the Raptors game. OG finally, he's been slumping for a hot second. His shooting has not been there, and he finally woke back up. He had 31.
Cat had 31.
31 and 7. And yeah, Cat had 31 and 10. He had double-double. He has 18 double-doubles so far this season, which is I think it's like the 6th longest streak in Knicks history.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that like he's like 20 away from Patrick Ewing or something like that. Patrick Ewing has the record, like it's not even close.
Yeah. You want to laugh? You know what I saw this morning that was wild to me? The Knicks have 2 of the top 10 players that are being voted for MVP this year.
Like actually, like aggregate voting, like right now?
They're voting, and 2 of the guys that they're voting for are Cat and JB.
Neighbor brought me over snickerdoodle butt cake.
You know what I thought that was?
It doesn't look appealing with the tinfoil and stuff, but it is
as a fat ass. I thought that was just an open tamal, like just a dissected tamal. Which reminds me, I gotta go to my grandma's house and get some Costa Rican tamales. Those, bro, I'm telling you, we're gonna talk about them in the Christmas special. When you come back up, I'm gonna tell my grandma to make some tamales for you because they're fucking insane, and they're stuffed like a fat pig fucking kid in a school bus seat with a seatbelt. It's crazy. But yeah, so the Knicks definitely have found their groove, their rhythm, their unity. They know how to flip the switch and fucking light the shit up, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving the way they're playing.
It seems like it's really coming together, which gets me even more excited for Mitch to come back in.
Hell yeah, bro!
Let's just say a month.
If he comes back in a month.
Well, it's projected it's supposed to be like January, unless it changes again without me knowing. But you know what was funny? I put a note because Hall of Fame stuff is coming up for the next class. Yeah. And Stat is, I think, up to be one of them.
Yes.
Well, one, my question was, does he make it in? Does he deserve to be in? And 2, did you see the video of him going through the farmer's market in Manhattan?
You sent it to me, and I laughed
hilarious.
So hard.
He has the selfie video going, and he's like incognito here at whatever.
Bro, you're like 6'10". What are you talking about incognito?
Literally, it had to have been 5 seconds later. Somebody's like, Amare! And he's like, oh well. He's
like, damn, that didn't work.
That didn't work.
My man, you're 6'10", and you have a sweater on that says Knicks. Like,
what? I didn't even pick. I was standing straight in his face.
He had a hoodie on that said Knicks basketball. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, you're really giving it up at that point.
Oh my god, that's so funny. So does he make it in? Does he deserve to be in?
Stat will not make it in.
I have very strict criteria to make. It's one thing, but I have a very strict criteria to make it into the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Stat will not make it, unfortunately. Does he deserve to be in it? Yes, he does. Stat, even before he was a Knick, Stat was a fucking problem in Phoenix. Stat was nasty in Phoenix. Him and Steve Nash with fucking what's his name? Sean Marion. That trio, they were dynamic.
Didn't they have Jason Richardson at one point?
Yeah, they had Jason Richardson.
That was toward the end of that.
Leandro Barboza.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a fire team, honestly.
I still can't believe it. It's D'Antoni's fault they didn't win a chip.
Yeah, of course. I mean, D'Antoni is liable for a lot of shit that happened in the NBA, but neither here nor there. Yeah, definitely don't think he's going to make it in just because everything with the Hall of Fame is chip. That's just the way I feel like the NBA does it, in a way. And, unfortunately, he didn't win a chip. He did take us to the playoffs. And him being a Knick, the way he played with the Knicks, dominant.
He was the reason. He was the reason the Knicks turned things around in 2000.
Yep. He truly is a Knick legend. He definitely is an influential part of when the Knicks kind of got good again and made that push to show them that we're still the fucking Knicks. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely don't think he makes it in. I do think he deserves to be in it. He is one of the great ones, truly.
So,
what do you think?
Opposite. I think he might make it in.
But he doesn't deserve it.
I don't think so, because my criteria for making it into the Hall of Fame is that can the story of the history of basketball be told?
How many stories are you going to put in one
sentence? I didn't formulate
the history of the story of history of his story of his story is history.
So the history of basketball, can it be told? I said it only once. Don't get on me. Can it be told without that player?
Oh wow, that's actually a really good. That's a really good one. I like that.
The overarching story. Obviously, to tell a complete story, you need to include every player, but every player is not going to make it into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, yeah, but if you wanted to explain to some guy that never watched basketball ever in life, you're obviously not going to start.
If you're going to be like, yo, some white dude started with a peach basket, and then you fast forwarded, you told a synopsis of, and got you here today.
This reminds me of like the way like Netflix does like descriptions for movies. It's like the history of the NBA. Some white guy started with a peach colored ball and just passed it to each other, and all you heard was, and that was it. You know, it's.
And now we're here today where players are making $30 million.
Ridiculous 60-foot jumpers, and it's like, yeah. No, I completely agree with that. Definitely.
So if you're telling that overarching story, does stat have to be in it? And I don't necessarily think so. What's funny is that I think his teammate should be Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Because I think Steve Nash was a revolutionary point guard and to a degree helped change an era of basketball.
Yeah.
Nobody get me wrong. I freaking love Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah,
he was dominant as hell. He put the Knicks back on the map by himself essentially at first.
Shouldn't even want to buy a fucking stat jersey now. Damn, son.
I got mine. But yeah, I don't necessarily think you need to include him in the overarching story of basketball history.
I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean, and I agree.
If he did something like legit with the Knicks, then I think it's a no-brainer. He deserves it and he makes it in.
All right. So then, with that being said, I just came up with a right off the fly timeout.
Okay.
3.
The early timeout, man. Are we playing that bad?
Yeah. 3 players that are not the top 3 of all time, which obviously you know who they are. 3 players that are not top 3 of all time.
The number 1 is Engelbert Humperdinck.
The number 1 is Engelbert Humperdinck. And then it's Michael Jordan. No, top
Did you
3
picture Engelbert Humperdinck playing basketball?
Oh, dude, just like a little floater.
Sorry, go ahead.
Stash on. Let's go. 3 players that are not top 3 of all time that you have to mention to explain basketball to someone who's never heard of it.
All right, give me a minute. I don't know if you automatically had people in mind.
I have some that I can toss at you right now. To me, number 1 is Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has to be probably the first one that you talk about, because basketball is, if not all shooting, you know what I mean? Like the act of playing basketball is shooting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the greatest shooter of all time is Wardell Curry. Obviously.
I got my 3. Okay.
All right. So we got Steph Curry. Who do you got? We'll go 1 for 1.
Steph Curry's in there. But since that's a wash, my next one is Allen Iverson. I think he.
Wow, you're gonna love my next one then.
Is it Allen Iverson?
No, it's Dwayne Wade.
Oh. See, I don't think so. I know he's my favorite player.
I'm gonna tell you why, but go ahead, continue.
So Allen Iverson changed basketball both on the court and off. Culturally, he had a huge impact on the game. So I think that that deserves him a spot right there. You go. Obviously, you said Dwayne Wade.
I say D Wade because, to me at least, I grew up in that, watching that era of, you see where your loyalty stands.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same as if I would put Kobe in this, because D Wade loves the city of Miami and the Miami Heat more than anything in the fucking world. He is so loyal
because of his impact to Miami.
Yes,
I think I could see where you're going with this.
Yes, because I feel
it was
like
so great in Miami,
dude,
it bled into the rest of the NBA. It caused LeBron to go there.
Right. Yeah. To me, as far as Miami is concerned, in any and every aspect, I think the greatest Miami sport athlete is D Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. Like,
well, what about Marino?
I mean, yeah, but Marino, did he ever win a chip?
No.
D Wade won 2. 3, actually.
Well, yeah, he won 3.
D Wade won 3. Come on, man.
He wasn't.
That to me just shows how even with carrying a team, being loyal to it, you can still produce.
And on Dwayne Wade's last leg, he brought Miami back to the playoffs.
Right
at the end of his career, when everybody thought that he was done. But right, did they make it to the playoffs that last season?
That was with Jimmy Butler.
No, they didn't play on the team together. Wait,
no?
Yeah,
they did. They played on the Heat together.
I should know this. I'm drawing such a blank. Sean is gonna have it for me.
I think they played on the Heat together. I don't know. Sean, let me know.
Because that's his team that we share together.
Sean is the autocorrect of our podcast.
We may have to get him on in that last episode next week, oh my god, later this week. I mean,
my man he's just lost with time right now. You need one of those time stopper watches.
Yeah, big facts. I need a time turner from Harry Potter to reference last week's sweater, Christmas sweater.
Word.
But my last one is Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
I genuinely and subsequently, Larry Bird is tied with him. They're intertwined, but I genuinely don't think you could tell the story of basketball without Magic.
Yeah, no, you can't.
The controversy, the play, everything. How they really brought the Lakers to the prominence that they ended up attaining. Yeah, so
that's actually a really good one.
Yeah,
my last one would have to be. My last one's tough because it's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm trying to explain a championship run, or to me, the most difficult championship run, I would mention Dirk Nowitzki.
Ooh, that's a good one. You want to know? I have an honorable mention. And it's gonna seem funny because not necessarily from a play standpoint, but Ron.
Tell me, it's Engelbert Humperdinck. I know it is.
Yeah, no, of course, no. We mentioned him in top 3. That means we can't mention him here. No, it's Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, whatever other names he's held.
Ooh.
Because I think the Malice in the Palace is one of the craziest moments in sports history, let alone in NBA.
I think those 2 teams should just be mentioned in the the Pistons and the Pacers of that era.
Yeah, but Ron Artest is solely the reason why the Malice happened.
Come on, bro.
And
hands down, greatest fight in sports.
That was
history.
I remember
history.
Yeah, I remember I was watching that and I was just like, "What?"
So was I.
What is happening right now?
Dude, when I saw Steven Jackson jump into the fucking crowd and started just wailing on fans, bro, I was like, oh my god! I was watching that show with my dad, and my dad's like, yo, these guys are all gonna get fired, bro. I was like, no, they'll be fine. They'll be all right. They're just gonna get fines. That's fine.
All right. I think it's time to move on. I know it is the season for basketball, especially because of New York football, the way it's shaping up. But speaking of New York football,
gives a fuck about either one of these teams are in fucking time.
I don't have much to mention. The Jets lose yet again in an absolutely pitiful game.
Let's talk about this new segment called Woody and His Fucking Kids. All right?
Woody and his brick. His son.
Yo!
I'm talking about his son.
Bro, you just said Woody and Brick in the same sentence. Come on, this is a New York sports podcast. There's no way I can't say Ayo on that.
Woody and his brick and the rest of the Johnsons. I'll just go triple for you. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna talk about the football at this point because the Giants. Ooh, that game makes
the Giants. Let's put it this way: the Giants are so bad. They fucking locked down that number 1 pick.
It's almost tradition at this point. Let's say it. The Giants Lost again. Yep. So it was quite pitiful weekend for New York football yet again. I know the Jets won last week. All it did was delay inevitable. They shouldn't have won. They screwed it. It's funny, my neighbor who gets on me all the time because he's a Steelers fan. So you have this picture perfect organization, and yeah, I was just like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not talking about it. But yeah, the Rams. I'm not surprised because I think the Rams are a sneaky good team, and I think that they should have a better record than they do this season. It's always injuries for them that kind of derail them. That hat is like perfectly like, oh,
right?
you had
it
I
was just
nicely.
Gonna say it looks like the Grinch's house.
But what I want to talk about is apparently this internal Jets situation that's going on is bad. Like, I don't know if you heard.
To me.
I don't know if you heard, but
I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, Woody's kids taking away game balls from players, berating them in the locker room.
I'm sorry,
giving input on trades. Like, I don't know if it's true or not. It definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
No, not at this point. But that's wild.
It's just
wild.
To me,
there's no way it can be true. No. So somehow we're still not last in the division, by the way, which I'm just.
Yeah, I just looked at. Who's last? Patriots?
Yeah, they're 3-12. We're 4-11.
All right. Well, ain't much fucking off. We're a game away. Honestly, if this shit is right, like if this is true, the whole aspect of what has gone wrong with the Jets for the past, how long has Woody been owner?
Since like 2000, I think.
All right. For 24 fucking years is on Woody Johnson.
Yeah, almost a quarter century.
That's it. It's been Woody the whole time. And we thought it was the coaches, the fucking players. Nope, it's Woody.
That's like that somebody made a really good point I'm going to bring up on ESPN radio earlier before. But it's almost like in WandaVision when it's revealed that Agatha it's been Woody all along.
Yep. That's a good one. I like that.
Somebody on ESPN radio said before that almost every time when organizations are dysfunctional and just have bad teams on the field and whatnot, almost every time, or pretty much every time, there's a bad owner right there. Yeah. Don't nobody want to work and play for the Panthers.
Same thing go with the Mets and the Wilpons. That was the same shit.
But that's what I'm saying, is that it
always something.
It always stems. Look at what Steve Cohen's done since you want to bring up the Mets. What has happened in the last how long has he owned the Mets for?
5 years already.
Wow, that's crazy.
4 years.
It's 5. It's crazy that's been that long. Feels like it's like 2 years. But he took them out of the doldrums. He tried to make moves. They didn't work out. That's not necessarily on him. But you just went almost to the World Series. You got Juan Soto. Like, the turnaround is crazy right now.
Of course, absolutely, because that's a true owner. Woody Johnson is not a true owner. Woody Johnson is just a money-making machine. That's it.
He cares. He's not Woody Johnson. I'm not even. You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to talk about him. But
let's not. Now that we're talking baseball, we might as well talk baseball.
Okay. I don't know. Was there anything to talk about?
A little bit. So
what happened? What did I miss?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to just put my finger up. Just like that.
I love how you had it right in the light and you couldn't see it.
I'm going to acknowledge that my tribal chief of Flushing is back. We signed Sean fucking Mania to a 3-year, $75 million fucking deal.
I honestly think that's a good deal.
You want me to tell you something? That's fucking insane to me. He pulled a Brunson, bro. He took $24 million in deferred money as a cut.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Dude, he pulled it's a smaller than what Jalen Brunson did, obviously, but he made sure that he took a pay cut so that we can establish a real team. And at this point, I'm loving this. I'm loving Sean Mania back. We got to sign Pete.
I was going to say, you still need another pitcher, though.
Hold up. But immediately, every executive in the MLB is saying that the Mets are guaranteed to re-sign Pete Alonso. But here's something that I wanted to bring up.
I think it makes sense at this point in free agency.
Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman have the same fucking agent, Scott Boras. Scott Boras doesn't like to be told no. Obviously, $765 for 15 years was told no. Cool. No problem. I have a prediction. I think the Mets land both. I think the Mets land Pete Alonso and Alex Bregman. And if the Mets land both of them, I'm sorry, but there's a fucking force to be reckoned with that lineup. That's
if you get another pitcher, but that seems like it's a
stretch.
No. I was gonna say that seems like it's a destined of Mets and Dodgers again in the CS.
Of course, absolutely.
That's what it would feel like,
and that would be such a better matchup to what we had this year. Like, you have bats, you have heavy hitters. We had guys that would just clutch at that point with this year's Mets. We didn't have the fucking hitters we have now. Like, we wouldn't have Pete Alonso, coming off a great postseason and Juan Soto and all that. But, I want them to fucking win, and I think this is the right way to go. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Okay. The Yanks did a couple things. They're not crazy, but they trade Jose Trevino to the Reds for.
They got like a pitcher on steroids or something.
They got a backup catcher and another pitcher, Fernando Cruz and Alex Jackson.
Fernando Cruz, he's got a nasty sinker though. He does.
Does he? I don't know much about him.
No, he has a nasty sinker.
It's a fine trade. Jose Trevino, Austin Wells essentially took that job from him. I think, was it due to injury? I forget. But I trust Austin Wells enough. I wish he came up bigger in the playoffs, but he was also a rookie. So yeah, I think it's only up from there. His OPS is fantastic. So yeah, I think fine trade. I don't think it is a needle mover really. But then we also got Paul Goldschmidt on a 1-year deal. So yeah, that's true. I know he's old and everything, and I know his numbers were down last year, but I actually really like this move.
I hope he has like a Matt Carpenter year where he just, you know what I mean?
I'll take that. A Cardinals player coming over here and doing that.
Yeah,
again.
Sign Albert Pujols while you're at it. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Is he still playing?
No, he's playing for the DR League.
But he's still playing. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's almost I think 48 or something.
I think it adds stability. You could slot him in at first and then throw Bellinger out in the outfield, and then you have a lot more flexibility on your hands.
Oh yeah, Bellinger's definitely going to get thrown out at home a lot of times. Anyways, let's move on Let's move on to the WNBA. Not really much happening, but
just one bit of news. Yeah,
our girl,
Sab.
Our girl come on, bro. Tell them what UNESCO did.
She has joined Unrivaled in apparently a deal that is in quote unquote a league of its own. So I think this is actually fire. I thought there was a lot of rumors that Caitlin Clark, they were really trying to get her to join.
Yep.
We'll see if that materializes. But at this point, we have Ionescu joining Unrivaled, which is super cool. 3v3, and yeah, I think it's fun more than anything else.
I want to see her just ball out, like street ball wall out, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, WNBA players don't make a lot, so yes, this is a money move for Sab.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely. What the fuck am I saying? I said absolutely.
But for the fifth time, I just think this is fun. This is super cool. Like, why can't we have more parity like this and more openness? Yeah. Like, I get injuries are a thing, but like, when you worry about injuries, I feel is when you get injured.
Yeah, that's true.
You just go out and play.
This is definitely true.
Yeah, I don't think, but that's super cool. Just a quick mention of that. Quick MLS schedule was released. We could go through that in another episode, maybe in the new year. But, yeah. I mean, do you even want to talk hockey?
No, because my wife is pissed because her favorite player got traded. The Rangers trade Capo Caco, and the Rangers are fucking trash. They're second to last place in the fucking league.
Only next to the Islanders. The two New York teams are bottom of the barrel.
So basically, New York football, New York fucking hockey is dead.
It's so surprising how bad New York hockey has gotten. I really thought the Islanders were going to carry. I thought the Islanders were going to carry some of that magic. They really have not overall. The Rangers have just fallen flat on their face, and it's really, really troubling.
It's frustrating as fuck because this is the same team that won the President's Cup last year, and it's literally the exact same fucking team. So I don't know who the fuck had
now it's
problems with who pissed who off, but
you got Rempe out here getting ejected and sentenced to death. I mean, suspended for a millennia, it feels like, even though I think you said it should have only been like 2 games.
Dude, there was a guy from the Dallas Stars that did the exact same thing and got a $500,000 fine. That's
wild. It's just because Rempe has some cachet to his name.
Exactly, because they know that he's a fucking unit. And they don't want to have him around other players because he's gonna fucking lay them all out. Not scared. Fuck out of here.
I'm gonna end it real quick on once again my alma mater. Only thing we've done since we recorded last was beat Providence at the buzzer.
Red Storm.
Zuby Ejiofor. Davon Smith shot up not a prayer. It was actually a pretty good shot, but it clanks off the rim. It goes right to Zuby Ejiofor, and Zuby Ejiofor turns around and like little hook heave. Oof. Buzzer beater.
Gotta love that.
We get the dub. So that was absolutely awesome.
Gotta love that.
So yeah, we are on a 5-game win streak right now.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So very happy about that. I don't remember what the standings are, but I think we're still not back to being ranked, which is very sad.
That's frustrating.
Let me see. Does this give me top 25? No. I don't know why ESPN. It should be really easy for me to find the top 25.
Yeah, it should be. I hate when you go to look that up and it's always like, here's an article about it, but you have to download this, and that. I'm like, dude, stop it. Just tell me what the fuck.
Not even that. In the NCAA men's thing, it says home score schedule standings. Right next to standings should be just top 25.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a thing to go directly to top 25.
And this is why the internet sucks.
Out of all conferences, this is giving me the by conference. There's a lot of conferences.
You're about to order a fucking thing on Amazon. That's what's happening.
Imagine. So that's really dope. Hopefully they keep the winning ways. I forget when they play next. I know the Knicks play tomorrow. Who cares about everybody else? The Knicks are the only ones. We play in 4 days against Delaware. The Red Storm do. So, and then we play on the 31st to end the year. But yeah, that wraps things up. Do you
That's all, folks.
Do you have a deuces, or we'll just segue right into hopefully y'all will just back-to-back listen to the holiday special we got coming up right after this episode. This one will probably post today on Christmas Eve, and then
the
Christmas
other one
special tomorrow.
26th.
No, I'll do it tomorrow. People got time on their hands; they can listen to us.
People don't got time. People making pasteles and coquito and shit. You know?
With the amount of bullshit people do in this world, they got time.
That's right, guys. So listen and support, repost, follow us on all fucking platforms, please, because we are trying to grow this podcast.
Turn on auto downloads.
For real, turn on auto downloads and then just auto pay.
I prematurely hit the stop record button.
Oh, you pre-jacked? Sorry.
But anyway, this is the English Sports Podcast. We're talking about anything in time. But
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yup. And happy holidays.
Happy
Hanukkah. And hopefully y'all get some stuff in your stockings.
Bye.
Chris and Dylan on the mic, straight from Queens Street. Podcast game strong, Jets, Knicks, Rangers, Murph. Mets and Yankees, dream Bronx to Shea. In the city that never sleeps, sports don't play. NY faithful, we're repping our teams. Jets fly high and I pick out those dreams. From courts to fields, can't walk away. Queens talk sports each and every day. Chopped cheese breakfast, bagels by noon. Pizza slice nights over New York tune. Game stats fly while the meatball simmers. Chris with the takes, Dylan drops singers. Microphones buzzing like city lights. From Knicks brick shots to Rangers fights. Taste of NYC in every fight. Chris and Dylan, sports talk ignite. NY